Alright, let's go get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome to the channel where today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So this morning I actually did a stream over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SharkinbearTV. If you want to go check that out, you're more than happy to do so. But it seemed like a lot of you really liked the previous couple of videos that I did for Soulstone Survivor. It actually gave me a lot of traction on my channel. I really do appreciate all the support I've been getting with those. So I decided for a little bit here, I'm going to go ahead and start trying to decide on making builds that generally will help everybody if they're basically encountering some problems as far as like progressing or anything like that. So what I've been doing here is we're going to start out with a couple of the classes they changed in this latest patch for the Unholy Cathedral, where they added the cunning trait and maybe made some of their traits a little bit better when it came to just powering up overall. So the first one on the docket that I was planning on playing that I was actually kind of concerned about because I had played it previously and I just felt like it wasn't as strong as it used to be, was the Death Knight. Now I don't know if they actually made changes to the Death Knight at all on any level. It just felt, comparatively speaking to like the Necromancer, that it was kind of subpar. That is not to say it's not a good class. All these classes are good. You can do things with them and be fairly successful. It's all about the amount of time that you have to spend to clear that content, right? Because the thing is, you want to clear the content as quick as you possibly can. And whereas the Necromancer, it can just like clearly shines out of everybody else due to the cunning trait. He is probably the one that gets the best out of it because so much of his work is actually based around cunning trait. We have enough summons and abominations. The other classes, they don't fare so well. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and show you a little bit about what I'm doing. I actually am going to post the recorded half right after we get into this intro segment, so I can basically walk you through my decision about what we're doing here. So I tried a couple of builds out. I wasn't particularly a fan of any one in particular at the first, but then we found something we kind of leaned into. My first bet was to try to maybe go into the ice build. I wanted to see if we could do something with the fragility stacks. And work with the cunning totem, the frost totem. And actually this build wasn't too terrible, and we actually managed to make it into the Overlord 1 level tier. But I did feel like as we got into Overlord 1, we really just weren't dishing out enough damage with enough upgrades to actually make this sustainable. I didn't really particularly care for it. It just wasn't doing as what I wanted it to do. My next thought, based off of actually picking up Chromatic Bolt in that same round, is that maybe we could do something with doing Chromatic Bolt, passing some basically dots around and working with that one. And that one actually ended up being a lot lackluster. Even more so, we didn't actually even make it into Overlord with just using Chromatic Bolt. That was a singular focus build. So instead what I did, I do still like the idea of passing debilitating diseases around, fire, you burns, you bleeds, all that sort of jazz. So I was trying to figure out if we could do maybe like a status effect build, and that's what I ended up settling on, and that actually ended up having a pretty decent clear time. I think I actually cleared Overlord 1 sub 20 minutes on Curse 7 with all of the modifiers active, and that's kind of a showcase of me. I know we could go further than Overlord 1, but I just want to see if we can beat a 20-minute timer or less while doing this. So for my skill tree wise, mine is going to be a little bit different than yours probably, because if you're starting out, you will have it nowhere filled out compared to me. As a matter of fact, I have almost every single node filled out except for this movement node, as well as I want to believe there are one more point in this magnet for pickup range. So yeah, obviously you might not have this filled out. That's a-okay. Rune-wise, this is what I was rocking. So usually I go ahead and I take material harvest and efficient extraction, but if minerals and soul gems or the soulstones really aren't your concern, you could definitely more or less switch these out. The versatility runes, they are very versatile in their name, and you can pretty much take anything you want here. Personally, I think the best one to take outside of Weapon Expert is probably going to be Reroll Mastery. Now, you could actually swap off Weapon Expert for a lot of other classes, but I feel like for this particular build I'm about to show off, Weapon Expert actually shines because it gives us one of the key ability, essentially, for this build that we really showcases the damage of it. I've also went with Synchrony, Executioner, Pulse of Agony, and Elemental Flow. All these things are going to buff up the damage because of the different tags and skill types we have on enemies, as well as the negative effects that we're having enemies. And I just love Pulse of Agony because we're going to be doing a lot of bleed with this build as well, so hopefully we get a lot of the cast frequency from that as well. So for character-wise, of course, we're doing Death Knight. We are going with the Unholy Claymore. And that is not actually for obliterate, because we have that weapon expert. We're actually going to be settling down with Ray of Doom, which is going to be our main source of damage, as well as one of our main ways of spreading our dots around for the status effects. You'll see me pick up a couple of things here. One of the things that you could probably end up dropping off that I ended up grabbing was Seismic Shock. I did take this just to try it out, and the main reason why I took this is because I had all the status effects on enemies, and I was looking to try to gain some buffs, and prowess and resilience are not bad buffs. But if you want to change this out for another skill and try it out, that is entirely up to you. But the skills that I would wholeheartedly endorse taking whenever you see them pop up is Ray of Doom, because you're just going to be a helicopter spreading doom across all enemies. And especially when you get multicast, you're going to see Ray of Doom actually spinning around you like in like 5 or 6 different iterations. So everything is going to be clipped by this, especially when you move into the Overlord arena. I don't think there's any way enemies can't be touched by this. Bloody Saw is going to be amazing, especially for our rune talent that increases cast frequency based on the amount of bleed stacks. That's going to be really good for you. I also took, I believe it was Ice Vortex, but you could also like swap that out for another element if you want. If I could, I would probably do maybe something like either like Blizzard or Glacier, maybe even for the disoriented. And then I also took Pestilence, mostly because it is a skill that pops between enemies passing poison, and also Poison Cloud is also a really good pick because of weakness. Because of the fact that we're going to be in the Overlord arena, the AoE size of this is going to be really great because you'll have several of these around, making it to where enemies are negatively affected by status effect damage, which is obviously super amazing. I can also endorse putting Poison Puddle if you really wanted to. Matter of fact, if I wasn't going to take Seismic Shot, I might take a second or a third poison skill even, just for the debilitated. The more like debuffs we have on enemies, the faster they're going to die. It'll be good news. So I hope you enjoy the video. If this video is helpful to you and you want to see more videos like this with better builds, or maybe something that you want to see that helps work it out, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. And as always, I do have an open Discord available if anybody wants to join in and just talk about, you know, cool gaming things. Make requests about what you want to see in my next videos. And yeah, so until my next video, you know, I hope everybody takes care, and I hope you enjoy what I have coming for you. Later. See what we can do. I think the only void skill we're going to try to take for this time around is Ray of Doom. There you go. I mean, let's be honest. Whenever Ray of Doom actually pops off, it's pretty freaking cool looking. Let's go ahead and choose some different skills. Poison Cloud can be taken for now. Let's go ahead and do... Let's do Ice Vortex. Multicast. I don't want to get stuck in that corner right there just because there's no way to get around that wall. Look at all this juicy XP though. We almost have enough essence to call in all 3 Ebon Knights. Now we do. There they go. Let's see how fast we can demolish these guys right here. Let's go ahead and get some more stuff as well. Let's just grab some stuff. Expansive. Area effect. Oh, there we go. Blade saw. All attacks cast doom. Oh, I did say I want to get rid of the obliterate. Trying to figure out. Ooh, more magnetic. I'll take that for now. Oh, wow. They went down fast. Let's go ahead and spend some more points here. Merciless Soul Harvest. Calamity. Chromatic Bolt could actually be good. You know what? We'll take Chromatic Bolt over Obliterate. Multicast. Trying to think of what this would do for us. You know what? I think we're actually going to take this over Hardening Strikes, just because we're already getting some of the effects of Hardening Strikes on other skills. That must be a hunter. Yeah, it is. Okay. I was wondering what was causing such a large AoE right there. Alright, so that was a turret down there. Let's go work on that one. Alright, so that thing's dead. So far, I'm having a lot of faith in this particular run. It seems like we're clearing stuff really fast. You need to make sure we kind of run around the outside, not take too much damage. Leveling up will help us, but as we get into the later stages, obviously it's not going to be as helpful. There she goes. And we saw a turret over here, right? Yeah. All right. Let's go and spend our points here. Lethality. Agility. Bleed. Laceration. Debilitating poison. Always good. More lethality. Damage increase. I'll definitely take that multicast over the lethality. Some of these decisions are hard to make, but I think we're making the right choices. Do want to try to make sure that we get our bleed up. Yeah, I believe so. Survivor IO, that's that was a mobile title, right? I think it's more or less along the same lines of that. Let's see, we got some points here. Let's go ahead and spend those. Let's increase the laceration, magnetic, multicast. We can do multicast in the chromatic bolt. Let's work on getting some more health as well. I'm gonna go ahead and renew my Ebon Knights. There we go. Shouldn't have to worry about them falling off during this fight. Oh wow. One of the lords, two of the lords already going down. Alright, so this is already paying off. I feel like this is going a lot faster than the previous run. There we go. Are we finally figuring it out? Maybe. I want to get that, there you go. We got the health. Let's go ahead and clear up this mortar turret over here. Got 7 points to spend. Lethality. Merciless. Behemoth. Impending Doom sounds pretty good. Yeah, we'll do that. Relentless is also pretty good. We need to get some Relentless stacks for sure. Let's go ahead and renew our Ebon Knights. Oh, we need a mortar turret down here. I'm gonna go after that while the Ebon Knights keep those guys busy. Alright, so they're down. Now we can focus on these dudes. Oh wow, that's a lot of Ray of Doom. We'll run away while he does all those AoE blasts around him. There goes Alexis. Gonna hit this up. Now we'll start working on these guys. Jesus Christ, the Ray of Dooms. And there they all go. Turret down. Let's go ahead and spend our points. Oh wow, more multicast for Ray and Doom. Yeah, absolutely. So we only have one set of Void Lords left. We're making excellent time with this one. Alright, so that turret is down. We don't have to concern ourselves with that anymore. Go ahead and throw this down and get all our Void Lords back. Or Ebon Knights. Ooh. We stood in a lot of the middle of that wind gin stuff and caused us to take a lot more damage from those tornadoes than I would have liked. But these guys are dying fast. And that's excellent news. Almost didn't dodge that AoE in time. Let's go and top off the Ebon Knights. There we go. Come on, Kathaz. Take a nap with your friends. You know you want to. There we go. Alright, so 10 minutes, 34 seconds. Definitely one of the faster times we've done. Relentless, absolutely great. Let's go ahead and go with the Venomous. Relentless. See if we can get some more powerful options. Ooh, 32% lethality. There we go. Oh, and we're going to go ahead and move on to Overlord 1, see how it works here. So all we're trying to do here is get as much Ebon Essence as we can. This Ray of Doom is just going to clear up the entire ground for us. Yeah, already we've cleared... How many elites do we need? 15, 20? Something like that? Hopefully these Void Lords aren't... Okay, nice. I was hoping they weren't sitting in a corner. Well, luckily they decided to move to the center of the room. Shield turret down. Oh my god. I believe these guys just got deleted. We even got a whole bunch of level ups here. Let's see. Man, we really haven't gotten like a good Merciless yet. But luckily, Multicast has been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for us. And we just renewed our Ebon Knights just as the Void Lords were coming up. So hopefully that means we'll be able to take care of these guys long before the timer goes off. Our Ray of Doom has definitely got the reach it needs to in order to hit these guys from this far away. And I believe, honestly, we might have found it. I think we found the very workable build for this. Alright, so now we're looking for our next set of lords. Let's go ahead and get rid of any stray turrets around. Go and spend these experience points. Having the magnetic actually really helps. Take that agility. Area modifier, sure. Force of nature, that's fine. I'm gonna do the lethality. We're also way healthier than we were in the last match as well. Ray of Doom with multicast is insane. We're about to have to renew our Ebon Knights, which is fine because Void Lords are literally getting ready to come up. Alright, so they're all up and they're all hanging out at the top of the arena. It is okie dokie. I'm actually going to hang out down here and take out this turret. And then we'll head back up top over here. Make sure to try to avoid any damage that we're taking as we take all of it. Luckily for us, it's not really stopping us from doing our job. Looks like the enemy is dying pretty good on their own. Six more points to our name. Let's check it out. Let's go and get some armor. Why not? Man, we have so much relentless right now. There we go. Now we got all three Ebon Knights out. And then looks like this is gonna be we got one more set after this one. I don't want to too gung-ho, but I'm feeling pretty confident about our chances of making it all the way to the end in a reasonable amount of time. We do have two Gammoths, which I dislike, and just because of the fact that they choose to throw all that flame around. Do we think we can get in and hit that? Yes, we can. There we go. Reset the timer. Both Gammoth down. Alfred down. K-Thaz down. Excellent news. I'm trying to see if we can get this sub 20. Let's go ahead and use some of this level up. Sure. Let's go ahead and hit this. Renew our Ebon Knights. 7 more elites, and we will have the last set of lords up here. Should probably give us a minute and a half to take out the last set of lords. I think that'll be enough time. Go ahead and top them off. Alright, and here we are. Oh. Sat in a whole bunch of AoE there. Oh, okay, good. We managed to avoid the Alexa's Chaos Barrage, essentially. Can we do it? 2 more. And there we go. We actually managed to clear out Overlord 1 before 20 minutes. We got to 19 minutes and 14 seconds. See what our damage is looking like. Looks like Ray and Doom coming out on top, of course, because we knew it was going to. 1.4 billion damage. Poison Cloud doing an excellent amount of damage at 376.3 million. Ebon Knights, of course, doing their help. Icy Vortex, Chromatic Bolt, and Bloody Salt all working together. Seismic Shock I could probably change out for something else, because it wasn't really providing me anything. It was just giving me a buff that I didn't have on my character at the time. I wasn't really expecting Poison Cloud and Ebonite, Ice Vortex, and Chromatic to really assist much. Neither Bloody Salt. What I was really doing all of that for was for the status effects. I just wanted to have those status effects and passing them around Ebony, or to the enemies. Poison Cloud, of course, bouncing off an enemies, Ice Vortex being AoE, and Chromatic being able to give everybody everything. And because Bloody Salt's so fast and we're causing all the status effects, we're able to chain that to all the enemies in the area of that attack. So it wasn't about the damage that they were doing on the skills themselves, but rather what they were passing around. So I think we actually fairly succeeded there. I believe that Death Knight proved that you can definitely do a lot of damage real fast, which is definitely a method we're going to try again in the future with other versions, like other classes, whenever we're looking for builds. Maybe if we want to stack like status effects on enemies, we need to look at skills that do a lot of damage really fast rather than like specifically in the shortest amount of time possible, rather than in like a single blow, you know? So that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. If you like the content and you want to see more from Soulstone survivors, as well as the builds that I plan on doing with the different characters, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think of the videos. And also, I just want to point out that I do have an open Discord channel if you want to come and hang out with me over in the Discord. Link is down in the description. And yeah, anyways, you guys take care, and I will catch you all in my next video. Later.